Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new review video by WTTN, and today we'll be talking about the nifty 50, the Canon 50mm lens, the EF series. It is a 1.8 aperture lens. So there are lots of reviews out there which cover the Canon 50mm, and that is exactly the reason why I'm going to give you a more personal experience with this lens. We're going to talk about the things that I personally liked about it and the things that I did not like about it, and that way if you also connect with my thoughts, then it will be a good lens for you to buy, well, not buy as well. So let's get started by talking about the good things about this lens. The number one thing is the pricing. The pricing on this lens is extremely cheap. It is at $100 and somewhat fluctuates in that price range. Now for $100, obviously you don't get a zoom. This is a fixed focal length of 50mm, but that makes it a prime lens. But even at 50mm, it is a great range to have because it gives you a fantastic quality of framing your shots. Your shots will be better framed if you start using this particular lens rather than the kit lens that you get, which is usually a zoom lens. So having your kit lens for a while, let's say 3 or 4 months into it, you get to know your camera, you get to know your lens, and now with all the basics out of the way, you gotta go on forward. You need to go on to something bigger and something better, and this is exactly where this particular baby comes in. You don't want to spend too much because you're just starting out, and that is exactly the reason why you have this price at $100. It's a must-buy situation if you look at the price, because no other lens which gives you such good quality is going to be priced at $100. All the lenses are like above $400 or $500, and even though this is a prime lens, I would say it's a good thing because it adds to your framing compositions and all those kind of things. It makes you a better photographer or a videographer, whatever you are into. So that is the number one thing, the price on this baby. So let's talk about the second thing that I really like about it, the aperture. Aperture is 1.8. Once you start with your kit lens, you're going to notice very soon that light is something very precious. You want your light to be abundant, if not great, I would say. So lighting is going to be an issue for all the photographers, videographers who are starting out with the DSLR. So 1.8 aperture is going to give you great performance in low light situations, and that is not going to happen with your f4 kit lens, because most of your lenses, the kit lenses, the lens that is given to you free of cost when you buy your camera, are going to be at f4 beginning, so it's not going to give you great low light situation shooting. So that is why this aperture is something that I love. 1.8 gives you ample of lighting even in dim and low light situations. So that is something that you really need to look into when you're going for your prime lenses, and this one at $100 with aperture 1.8 I feel makes for a deadly combination. So that is the number two thing that I really like about it. And because of the aperture of 1.8, the third thing that you will love of this lens is the is the bokeh that you get. The bokeh basically is the image background being blurred out. Your subject in the foreground is in sharp focus and your image background is absolutely out of focus. It gives for that beautiful cinematic feel or the beautiful portrait feel, and it really looks good if it is done correctly. And this particular lens here is going to do it absolutely correctly for you. The bokeh is going to be fantastic, and it is going to give you something new to discover in your photography or even your videography process. So that is something that I really love about it. Now these were the three things that I really like about the Canon 1.8 50mm, but there are some things that I really don't like about it, because at that price, I understand that Canon needs to cut costs because they need to sell it at $100. That's the price point. So what they have done is they have made this entire lens out of plastic, and to be honest, I don't really care about it, but it makes it really delicate. That is going to be the word, delicate, because you need to be really careful with your lens. So you cannot just throw it around or something like that, because it might break. It's all plastic. And the thing that I really don't like is the plastic lens mount. As you can see, it's a plastic lens mount. I've been using it for a while. As you can see, there's no damage around it, but you just can see that the threads and the area around it is going to take some damage over time. So you have to be really careful with how you handle this particular lens because of all the plastic. And the focus ring is my second issue. The focus ring, even though it looks smooth right now as I am focusing on in and out, but it does feel a little jittery to me. Maybe this is the piece which is faulty or something with this particular lens in general, but I feel that the focus ring is not too good. It feels a little jittery to me, but other than that, I wouldn't say that this particular lens has any other flaws. It also has a AF mode, which is the autofocus, and a manual focus, which I would say is very good. The autofocus is fast and it does work great for its cost, but it is not something I would heavily rely on. So having said all those things, the good things and the bad things, I have to say that this lens is a fantastic lens. So I believe that anybody who's starting out in photography or even videography really needs to go ahead and buy this particular lens. The Canon 50mm 1.8 is a must buy. It gets a 2 thumbs up from me, and that is my review. So if you really liked my review, have anything to say about it, have anything to add to it, you can just leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel and you'll be getting more content on a weekly, daily, I don't know, on a regular basis, let's just say. So thank you for watching and have a great time.